All right. Good morning. I believe this is working now. I just want to double check because I know I had some issues last time. I'm just going to make sure on my page that I see myself streaming live. Oh, yep, there I am. Okay, great. Perfect. All right, let's continue, shall we? So, hi, I'm Christine with Search in the City. If you don't know about Search in the City, we are a scavenger hunt business, small business, in the Triangle area of North Carolina. If you're unaware of the Triangle area, that's Durham and Cary and Raleigh and Chapel Hill, all those areas. And what we do here, and let me go ahead and silence my phone. How unprofessional of me. All right, so what we do here is we make scavenger hunts that not only push you to learn about your own city, but also to learn more about yourself. So we think that's just equally as important. So in this Facebook Live, what I do is I just go over updates, and because of the self-isolation, I like to go over fun ideas of what you can do and how you can support other businesses because I think that's so important. And then I'll go over updates about Search in the City. So let's start with public health updates. First of all, a big update that we have happening right now is, since I did this last time 2 weeks ago. So the first, I think, major change is that they have asked the CDC and North Carolina and the country has asked that if you are in public areas now, like a grocery store or pharmacy, that you do wear a mask. Before they were saying don't wear a mask, you're just gonna touch your face more and spread the infection that way. However, now they're saying wear the mask. So if you are handy and you can make your own mask, terrific. If you know someone that makes masks, like my mom, she made me this mask, so get all patriotic here when I go into public areas. If you don't know someone that is handy, or you're not handy yourself with making materials like this, then maybe you have some lying around your house. For example, my husband's family, they, in their shed, because they do a lot of work and woodworking and things like that, they had some masks that they forgot that they had. So they have a supply of masks. And if you're like, there's no way I'm going to get a mask, then maybe just don't go in public areas if you can avoid it. Then the next thing, speaking of wearing masks in the grocery store, I was going to give my experience, my latest grocery store experience. So there have been some changes. For example, people are wearing masks. When I went on Tuesday, everyone was wearing a mask except for maybe the cashier. I'm not sure if they were wearing a mask, oddly enough, but they do have the plexiglass up now. But some other changes I noticed, or actually there's one that's North Carolina wide, is that now they are saying that they need to reach smaller capacities inside the store, which means they're limiting to 20% of their fire capacity amount. And I'll put a link to that article below after the video. And what that means in layman's terms, let's do some easy math here. Let's say you have 100 people in your grocery, or you're allowed 100 people in your grocery store. That's your fire capacity. And that means right now only 20 people can be in the grocery store at a time, which then means, oh, well, there's going to be lines now. And how's that helping with social distancing? Well, if you're spacing yourself out 6 feet in the line and you're wearing your mask, then you should be fine. I'm not an expert. You may still get sick. They don't know a lot about the coronavirus. And so just, play it safe, do your due diligence, do what you need to do to try to stay healthy. However, tip on this, if you don't want to wait in the line, I have found in my own experience that going early really, really helps. I have gone to my local grocery store right when they open at 7 a.m., and there have been very few people in there. Now, before you say, oh, yeah, that's great, I'm going to go really early, do check to see what their special hours are, because some grocery stores are dedicating certain hours of the day to people who are more prone to get the virus, like the elderly or someone with a underlying condition. So just check for that, because I'm pretty sure accidentally I went during an hour, not this week, but another time, when it was just for elderly and underlying conditions, and I felt I stood out really well. So I didn't feel good about that, and I was like, ooh, I really should have checked that. So don't make my mistake and check those hours. So moving on, continuing actually with the grocery store changes. Some things I noticed in my local grocery store, which may be happening in your local grocery store, is there are now signs guiding you down the aisles in the correct way that they want you to go down the aisles. Some may be using arrows on the floor. Others may be using what my local grocery store, which is a Food Lion, using signs, so that you go down the aisle in one direction, and if you go down the aisle in the wrong direction, you'll see the red side of the sign, which alerts you, don't go down this way. It is a slight adjustment, only because I think it's very human to go down a aisle and then be like, oh no, I just missed the thing that I wanted. And now someone is behind you, and it would be, in this time, not respectful to go back. So you kind of have to just suck it up and go down the rest of the aisle and then loop around the next aisle and then come back. Just do your due diligence and do the right thing, which is right now keep going down the aisle. So just get used to that. Maybe go a little slower down the aisle so you don't miss the thing that you need. And lastly, at least at my Food Lion, there are dots on the floor that indicate, near the cashiers, that indicate where you need to stand so that you're not getting really close to the person in front of you. If you have noticed changes in your local grocery store that I have not mentioned, you can comment below in the Facebook Live and share what those are, because I'm sure if they're not at your local grocery store now, someone's going to share something that eventually will be at your grocery store. So speaking of grocery stores, if you're like, I don't want to do that, I don't want to be around people, then something that I tried this week that may work for you is Instacart, which I'll leave a link for that in the comments below after the video is over. So this is my little review of Instacart. So I think it's okay. So for some people, it's probably a fantastic option who don't want to go out at all. For me, I am fine with driving my car to said grocery store and having them deliver. That's what I was looking for, actually, deliver them to me, which I hear, some grocery stores do, like Walmart and things like that. My husband and I are avid Aldi shoppers. If we can get things at Aldi, we will. So I went to the Aldi site and I saw, we'll deliver it curbside. And I was like, fantastic. That's exactly what I want. So I spent an hour doing my list. And then when I got done with it, they were like, actually, we don't do the curbside here, but we do delivery. So I was like, I just spent an hour on this. I hate wasting time. So I just decided, let's give this a try. The delivery itself was amazing. They, picked fresh carrots. They didn't pick things that were going to expire right away. The eggs, none of them were cracked. Those were the things I was worrying about with not shopping for these things myself. However, the price is expensive, in my opinion. So the actual prices of the food, and I keep my receipts. So this is an old Aldi receipt. And I highlighted the things that I got on the Instacart and I compared the prices. Those turned out fine. Like maybe the Instacart was 30 cents more, or maybe the Instacart item was 50 cents less. So that all seemed to even out. But it's the fees that they tack on, taxes, which of course you're going to have taxes. Can't get around that. But service fee, and then there's a shopping fee, I think, and then there's a delivery fee, and then you can tip on top of that, and you should tip. And not discouraging tipping, but it just all adds up. So I think for ours ended up being close to $30 more than it would have been if I just went to the store myself. I don't know if it's something we'll do again. However, if again going to the grocery store is something that you're trying to avoid at all costs, the $30 may be worth it to you. I hear Publix now, I just heard this. If you have a Publix nearby, I hear that you can do this and just pay like $14 a month for a delivery fee. So we don't have a Publix really close to us though, so that's not really an option for us. But anyway, look into there's lots of things out there. People are, grocery stores are trying to make it as convenient as possible. So I talked a lot about grocery stores. So let's go on into if you are feeling stir crazy and some things that you can do about that. As a scavenger hunt business, I love doing things that are exciting and keep you happy and motivated, and can't really go outside and do scavenger hunts right now. However, here are some things that you can do at home, not scavenger hunt related, but just some things. So first, working out. I mentioned working out in my last one. Working out's really important to me. It keeps me sane. It's good for mental health. So, and it keeps you in good shape. So workouts, I talked about Honor Yoga last time, and I'm going to talk about them again because I've been talking with them a lot lately. By the way, I do have a change from last time. It is Honor Yoga Nightdale, not the Apex one, that is offering the $30 for 30 days. I will put a link in the comments below when the video is over so you can look at that. So it is true. It's $30 for 30 days. However, their system is a little, they need to fix a few things on that. So, however, their customer service is fantastic. I had some issues with actually signing up for the 30 days for $30, and it was a little messy. And then shout out to Leanne, who works with Honor Yoga. We went back and forth with emails. She gave me a personal call. Because of all this back and forth, she has given me a bonus private 30-minute yoga session with them. So great customer service. I really appreciate you, Leanne. I'm going to put a link in here if you're interested in as well. If you don't live in the Triangle area, check out their website, which again, I'll put a link in. They have lots of chains. It's a franchise. So check them out. You may have one beside me. And honestly, I think you could really sign up from anywhere and just choose a studio. It just means that if we magically get out of this self-isolation and they open back up within those 30 days, you would have to go to that actual place to keep using your 30 days. However, I think you're pretty safe for just buying it and knowing for the next 30 days, you'll probably be in some sort of self-isolation that you can still use those videos. They are live yoga videos, by the way. So check that out. Next, this is a new one that I found out about. It's Raleigh Group Fitness. They were acquired by Offline back in January, and they're offering free classes almost every day of the week. I've only seen them once be like, on Monday, we're just going to have a rest day. But every other day, they've had like 1 or 2 classes for free. You can find them on Instagram. Just follow them at Raleigh Group Fitness. They're free classes. However, they do hope that you give a donation, not to them actually. They pick a different charity each week, and they hope you donate to that charity. And that part's a little like, I wish they would explain that a little bit more, or have a link in their video or whatnot, so you can easily get to the charity and donate to them. Offline says they do have a link to it. I've searched for it. I've yet to be successful on that. But I guess you could be like, oh, they're doing, I think they did like a Harvest Hope of some sort. Maybe not. Don't quote me on that. I guess you just go directly to that link or to that site and donate to that company there. I'm getting tongue-tied. All right, another option in this area is the Mountain to Sea Trail. So a lot of parks are closed now, walking, trails. The Eno State Park is closed. Falls Lake is closed. However, Falls Lake does say on their website very specifically that if you can get to a trailhead that is the Mountain to Sea Trail, through a road that intersects that's not, necessarily on Falls Lake property, then they're fine with you hiking the trail. The trail goes, for those people that don't know, it's a terrific trail that goes all the way from the mountains of Western North Carolina all the way to the sea. So, hence Mountain to Sea Trail. So, personal little tidbit this weekend, actually today, I was supposed to leave to go do my Appalachian Trail trip, and that's not going to happen, and that's okay. It's all for good reasons. Why not? So this is a good alternative if you live in the area and you're in the same boat as me and you were planning for that and you were looking forward to that. Check out the Mountain to Sea Trail. But here are some things about that. Only hike with people that you live with. Don't make it a group event. Also, you could wear a mask if you feel like it. They have not said that you need to wear a mask. However, something that hikers use a lot are buffs, which is like this. This is my City of Oaks Marathon one. And you just slide it over your head like this. And then you just cover your mouth if you want to hike like that. I've hiked like this before and I scared some dogs. I guess they didn't like that. But you can try that out if you don't have your own buff. I know that the Tir Nong Nog Run Club group, they're selling theirs. So you could support a local business while keeping yourself healthy. And lastly, on the Mountain to Sea Trail, there, I'm going to put a link in, but there is a 40-mile hike challenge. No, 40 hikes challenge. I'm going to put in there. So they've picked out 40-day hikes from the whole trail that are good for day hikes. Now, this book was made before all this self-isolation, so I'm sure some of the day hikes are not possible to get to right now, but there are some that are, and I'm going to put a link for that book. That book is $24 if you're looking for a bunch of day hikes to do, and they're saying if you can complete all 40 hikes before, I believe, March 2023, then you get a t-shirt. So cool. All right. Next, we have just an update on Offline. I mentioned them 2 weeks ago. All these buffs and masks are messing up my hair. They mentioned that they are taking off $5 every time you use a local restaurant that's a part of their list. They have now said that's not sustainable. We can't keep taking $5 off of your membership fee. But they want to keep encouraging it because it's a good thing. So instead, they're going to do giveaways. So every time you eat at one of these lists, and I think it's like a list of 40 restaurants that they're associated with, and you text or email the receipt to them, then they will instead enter you into a giveaway. The first one's really good. I want to say, again, don't quote me on this. I want to say it's like 4 years of your offline membership. Maybe it's 3 years, but it's definitely some years. Like, I was very shocked by that. So you can do that if you're in this area. All right, another thing I wanted to say, just been thinking about this, is if there is something in your house that you keep being like, I'll do that some other time. I'll do that another day. I'll find the perfect time to do this thing, whether it be like a dartboard that you never put up, or maybe it's a poster that you have the frame for, but you've never put it in the frame. Or you have, for me, one of those bath balls that you put in the bath with you and they sizzle. I just don't have time for that. So if you have something like that and you're still saying, I'll find a perfect time for it, it's just not right now, then I think it's time to throw that thing out or recycle it or give it away when all this is done. So just keep that in mind. I think it's a good way of like reevaluating the things in your house. So I've just been thinking about that a lot. So I'm definitely keeping an eye on those items, and we all have them. And if you don't have one of those items, good for you. So now let's get to updates for search in the city. So the website, which I'm going to put a link in this video after I'm done, the website has some different changes. There are scheduling changes. I put on, I used to have a questionnaire, and it was a little lengthy, and I think that it may have discouraged people to sign up for something because they saw this long questionnaire that they needed to fill out. So instead, now I have this whole scheduling page where you can schedule out a scavenger hunt or a consultation. The consultations are free. So if you're like, I don't know if I want to do a scavenger hunt, I'm not sure what it all entails, I don't know how long it lasts, I don't know how much money it is, and so on and so forth, you can do a free consultation with me. And they are up to 45 minutes. Obviously, they don't need to last 45 minutes if you have like one question that's like, what's the pricing? Or you could always, I do have a contact page on my website if you do have like a one-off question like that you can always ask, and I'll get back to you about via email. So check those things out and put the links in there. Also, I've added a new scavenger hunt, so check out the scavenger hunt page. The new scavenger hunt is Mathematics Mayhem. So if you like not only searching for things, but doing a little math on the way to figure out the clues, then that may be the scavenger hunt for you and your group. So check that out. I have done the scavenger hunt before. I just didn't get it on the website. So it has been tested out and tried out, and it's really fun. It is probably my most difficult scavenger hunt because doing math and trying to go fast is never a great combination, which makes it, fun. So then if you are a small business, just like I am, and you use Squarespace, I just want to give a shout out to them. I had some issues. I changed some things and it messed other things up. So I contacted them through their customer support, and I just want to give a shout out to Caitlin K. She was able to help me out with some things. And my website, I feel is looking really good. I'm always tweaking it and making it better, but thank you, Caitlin K, for making it even better. Also, Twitter. I do have a Twitter account. I'm going to put it here. It's Twitter at Search in the City. But I am going to put the link down here. I am desperate for some Twitter followers. I think I have 2 at the moment. I don't use Twitter a whole lot, and maybe that's just how everyone is. If you're like, yeah, Twitter is just not the way I like to get my information, you can even comment them below. I'd rather not devote a lot of time to Twitter if people are like, yeah, I only like getting like my news updates through that, or I don't like using it at all. So just let me know. But I did notice that my Twitter game is not very strong, and if I can bump that up, please follow me if you do use Twitter and you like using it as a platform to get your social media content. Also, if you're a small business and you are looking for a way, sorry, this kind of went back to Squarespace. If you're looking for a way to do your books or whatnot, I'm going to do a shout out to my brother. He also has a small business called Better Bookkeeping, and I'm going to put a link in there. He's offering a 30-minute free consultation with him. Even if you're not a small business, if you're like, I want to learn how to use QuickBooks to budget my life a little bit better, then you can check him out and you can do a free consultation with him and maybe learn a little bit about QuickBooks, if nothing else. Then what's next for Search in the City? I'm still trying to grow my following in Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and YouTube. I will put this video up in YouTube as well. I am going to start revisiting my scavenger hunts, making them better, making updates with them and changes, and contacting my vendors and making sure they're okay. A lot of my scavenger hunts, you actually go into establishments to do clues and hunts and tasks. So I just want to make sure they're doing okay and see if I can help them in any way. And then last but not least, I will be doing these Facebook Lives, hopefully every other Thursday. So if you want to stay tuned, see what was up, get more ideas of what to do while you're stir crazy, this is the place to come then at 10 a.m. The next one will be Thursday, April 30th. That is the day that social distancing, at least in North Carolina, is supposed to be lifted, and we'll see about that, is all I'll say about that. And lastly, thanks for tuning in, and cheers, and I hope you have a wonderful day and stay safe and healthy and wash your hands. And this is Search in the City signing off.